Talk about that further today.
Sure. So, yes, the same coworker. Nothing's changed, and in fact, I think it's probably gotten worse. Like we've had, like she still has those bad habits I was telling you about. She doesn't pick up after herself. She basically makes more work for myself and the other teachers. But since then, I kind of blew up at her because it's all been building up, and I finally snapped at her about these habits that she's had, which was not my intent, but unfortunately it then, got her mad at me, and she stopped talking to me. Mind you, we worked together in the same room all day long, and so things have gotten pretty icy in our classroom, and really minimal conversation, barely any eye contact, but at the same time, because of my history with her, I just haven't made any effort to resolve anything. So, yeah, like I said, I'd say things are definitely worse than the last time I saw you, and quite uncomfortable.
So, let me see if summarize a little bit, see if I have this right. So, things have gotten worse with your coworker. You guys aren't even speaking to each other, I assume, except if you had to for one of the children, say, because you work in a daycare center, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're feeling like you really can't communicate with her? Is she, like, blocked off?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you said something to her, what would she say?
Either one, and depending on the issue, she just ignore me, and to the point where she knows I just go do it myself. Like, for instance, can you get me that piece of paper? And she'll just walk away, like, to act as if she didn't hear me, even though other teachers in the room heard it, and they'll get it for me, or it gets to the point where I just have to go and get it myself, or she uses as few words as possible in a very annoyed or abrupt tone, I want to say. So, yeah, just very minimal verbal exchange, and whatever we do have, there's tension. It's very tense conversation.
So it's pretty high conflict, no communication. So to make your working environment better there, would you say that you are looking more to resolve the conflict, or just have the situation be where you guys can communicate better together?
Well, I think if the conflict was addressed, because like I said, my intent was not to snap at her, and after it happened, I knew I was wrong, and I was prepared to apologize, but she had already begun icing me out and turning cold shoulder to me. So I feel like if I had that chance to, that would solve a lot of our problems. That would then allow us to have better communication. But the only reason why I haven't done that is because I've been getting the cold shoulder and been getting iced out. And I think about all the habits that she had before, where I was picking up after her and doing her job for her. And I feel like I'm doing the job, I'm the one that has to resolve the conflict. So that's what has stopped me so far.
Okay. Well, let's do a little exercise to see if we can maybe come up with some tools or ideas that you might be able to use to help resolve the issue or lessen the conflict. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So I'd like you to imagine a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being no communication, really high stress, conflict, and 10 being where you guys are getting along great, the room feels light, you're able to work together in peace to take care of the children. Can you imagine those kind of two extremes?
Yes.
Okay. Where would you say that you are on that scale right now in thinking about this coworker and your situation? me ask you this. Why would you say a 2? What makes it a 2 for you?
It makes it a 2 because I feel like we're just a couple steps above worst case scenario, which is a 0, and I feel like a 0 would be, where we just absolutely cannot work together, where I would dread going into work. I wouldn't even want to be in the same room with her, and I don't feel like it's that bad. And I don't think it's a 1, because I feel like if it was a 1, like, again, that there'd still be a really high anxiety to even be in the room with her. So, I don't like to be in the room with her, and I would prefer not to be in the room with her, but I haven't reached a point where, my stomach's in knots and my feet's dragging going into the classroom. So I feel like that's what puts me at a 2.
Okay. Well, before this conflict happened, because I assume it kind of had a precipitating event. Before this conflict happened, thinking about your relationship with this coworker, where would you say you guys were on that scale?
Probably about maybe a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Okay, and why would you say a 6? What does a 6 mean to you?
6 to me was, we're definitely on a higher end, even though she had quite a few habits that really got on my nerves and really stressed me out and made more work for me. But I feel like we were above the midline, because she did have some redeeming qualities. She was fun to be around, and she seemed to be a nice person in general. So I think that's what makes a 6 for me.
Okay. And I would assume that you would like to get back to at least that number eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, okay. So can you tell me some things that maybe were different, or how you were relating with her when things were a 6 before the incident happened? Maybe some relational things or ways you coped with her, or...
Yeah, I just kind of let a lot of things slide, I guess. Any little habits she had, little quirks, that I probably should have said something, like maybe picking up the paper towels I mentioned last time. I just figured out I can pick up the paper towels. That's no big deal. So I feel like, I just let her be who she was, and at that time I was okay with just letting it slide.
But doing all that, letting it slide, kind of built up, and is that what kind of caused the...
Yeah, because I guess I was hoping that she would see me pick up after her and would then take a hint, and she didn't. So what turned into picking up after her 2 or 3 times became picking up after 20 or 30 times.
Gotcha. Well, thinking about what a 3 or a 4 might look like, could you describe what a 3 or a 4 might look like, which would be bringing you up the scale a little bit?
I guess just less tension. Like, I'm not asking for more conversation, and even being where we were before, but to take the edge out of the voice, to not, neither one of us going out of our way, I guess, to have an aggressive tone to our voice, because I feel like we're both having that power struggle. So even if it's just me accepting, okay, relax, I think that would put me at a 3 or 4.
Okay. So what specifically do you think that you could do? Because obviously we know we can't control other people. What do you think is in your control, in your toolbox of relationship skills that you could use to help elevate that to at least a 3 before we meet again?
So that's why.
For changing your perception.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's why I keep the edge in my voice. Well, if you're gonna speak to me that way, then I'll do it right back. See how you like it. So maybe if I just let that go.
So what perception could you, what idea could you put in your head to replace that kind of competitive, if you're going to treat me this way, I'm going to treat you that way? What? Maybe like a little mantra or a affirmation statement or something about her?
Yeah, maybe reminding myself that clearly she doesn't respond to that because she'll just still do it right back to me. That clearly it's not having the effect I want, I guess. Or even just reminding myself that it doesn't feel good for me personally. That there are some days when I'm doing it that I don't feel good doing it. But I just continue to do it because I've been doing it, she's doing it, and yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I've done it for this long. Why would I just stop this day? Why would I make today different? But I guess just thinking about how I feel, and I don't feel good doing it. So, to just not.
Well, that sounds like a good idea, because if you don't feel good doing it, if you did something different, and who knows what it might, kind of reaction it might make in her. May not make any, but it'd be interesting to see if your perception and your attitude shifted. I can definitely see that getting you up to a 3. Even if it's just for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, feeling good about yourself and the way that you're relating. Yeah. Any other ideas?
Maybe trying to get her to pull her weight a little bit more by how I ask. Be a little more direct. So I've always, in the past, maybe why she kind of like brushed me off all the time is kind of like just always hinted, hoping she would get the hint, or kind of beat around the bush. Because I wasn't ever sure how she was going to respond. Maybe she didn't like me asking her all the time, or telling her how to do her job. But maybe because she doesn't know what I'm thinking, I should let her know what I'm thinking. Like I said, be more direct with her.
So, give me an example. Something that you've asked her maybe this past week that you could have worded a different way.
Okay, and that, I guess maybe that's the other problem. I don't always directly ask, I just kind of make a general statement. So
very indirective.
Yeah, so like when it's time to take the children out.
Okay.
Like, oh, we should really clean up the classroom so we can go outside. And then she'll just keep sitting there, not cleaning up the classroom, or I just have to end up cleaning the classroom by myself while she continues to sit and play with the kids, even though I'm cleaning up around her. So maybe asking her, Andrea, can you help me clean up the classroom so we can get out of the classroom faster? Get outside sooner? So, yeah, be more direct.
Something like that, or even ask her, you know, why don't you take that side, I'll take this side. I mean, do the kids help you guys also clean up? Oh, they're one, aren't they?
They're one, and
Yeah.
they're actually pretty good. They'll put it away and then take it right back out. So,
little darlings.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, I encourage you to do that. And, you know, it reminds me of working with little kids. You know, when it's, you know, time for bed or time to get them to do anything and they don't want to do it, giving them a choice is helpful. Would you rather wear your red pajamas or your blue pajamas instead of just saying, time to get pajamas on? You know, it's time for bath. No. You know, would you rather have your rubber ducky in here? Would you rather rather play with this toy. So even thinking about maybe just giving her a little bit more choice, but making it a request. You know, I think that could really help your guys' relationship.
Yeah, I could try that.
Okay. Well, I really hope the time I see you in a couple weeks that we can hear that you're at least at a 3 or a 4. I know working environment can be stressful, and if you're not getting along with your coworkers, it's really hard. So I feel for you, and I hope that you find those right words and know